Former Prime Minister Scott Morrison and his wife Jenny celebrated the new year in Donald Trump's private party in Florida. He posted this picture to his social media, one of hundreds of celebrities and politicians invited to attend the incoming US president's resort in Palm Beach. Mr Morrison posting this picture with Jenny and the new US president-elect and wife Melania, writing Happy New Year 2025 from Mar-a-Lago. Last hour we spoke to Assistant Minister to the Prime Minister Pat Gorman. He downplayed any suggestions that Kevin Rudd's been unable to secure this level of access to Trump world, and said that it's up to former PMs to decide for themselves where they spend New Year's.
I wish him all the best. Truly, I do. Him and Jenny, it was just genuinely nice to see them enjoying life post-politics with a little less scrutiny. And I think one of the things that we can all do as Australians, regardless of our politics, is allow former Prime Ministers, when they move on, to enjoy a little bit less time in the spotlight.
So that's the reaction from Labor's Pat Gorman. I'm joined now by Liberal MP Jenny Ware. Scott Morrison hails from your part of the world, in that part of Sydney. I wanted to get your view. We haven't seen Kevin Rudd able, publicly at least, to get that level of access to Donald Trump. Do you think that the government should consider giving Scott Morrison some form of formal envoy role, given his connections clearly to Donald Trump?
Oh, look, first of all, Trudy, thank you very much, and Happy New Year. It's great to be on your show. Happy New Year to you and all of your viewers. Trudy, look, I think it was really great to see former Prime Minister Scott and his wife Jenny out there, obviously enjoying New Year. It also demonstrated, I think, the very close relationship that Prime Minister Morrison had built up with the United States, our most important ally. I'm not sure whether Ambassador Rudd was invited to the event, but it didn't appear from the photos and the coverage that he was. But I think that what it does demonstrate is that President-elect Trump clearly has a very high regard for the former coalition Prime Minister, and I would anticipate that relationship, which is very important to Australia, would continue into the future.
Yeah, and it might be awkward because, you know, Anthony Albanese and Scott Morrison, nowhere near the best of friends. They're the opposite side of the political aisle. But given how crucial it is for Australia to avoid the potential of Donald Trump's tariffs once he's in the White House, would you encourage Labor to put its potential misgivings aside with Scott Morrison and if needed, ask him to help out?
Well, I think it's obviously, Trudy, it's well and truly a matter for the Prime Minister as to who he appoints as ambassador or as any sort of special envoy role. But clearly, Scott Morrison had enjoyed a very positive relationship with President Trump when he was president, and I would anticipate that if there was some way in which Scott could assist Australia. He's always been a great servant of the Australian people, and I think he would be probably very, very happy and very willing to assist and to serve his country again in any capacity in which he was asked.
Jenny, on another matter, in the Australian today, the coalition claiming 10,000 businesses are at risk of bankruptcy before June this year. Obviously, in the wake, we will have been to an election before then. But a spokesman for Treasurer Jim Chalmers saying that the proportion of corporate insolvencies is actually lower under this government than it was under the coalition. Is this just a case of both sides managing to cherry-pick the numbers that suit them?
Well, I think that what we've certainly seen under this Labor government is that there has been a lot of neglect and ignoring of particularly of small businesses. We are seeing a record number of small businesses that have gone into liquidation, and concerningly, many of those, of course, are in the construction industry that was supposed to be building the 1.2 million homes that Labor had promised us. Many of them as well would have been working on the energy and the transmission, the renewable energies rollout, which is probably another reason why their energy policy is far behind where it was supposed to be. And also the businesses that I speak to, Trudy, talk to me all the time about the terrible impact now that the industrial relations reforms are having on their businesses. It took a little while for them to hit, but they are now finding that they are really impacting them very badly in both in construction, but also in retail and in the food and beverage sectors. So, and the skills shortage overall has not helped our manufacturing sectors. So we've got across all of our industries and all of our businesses very big problems that the Labor government has largely caused for our business community.
Jenny Ware, Liberal MP for Hughes, thank you so much for your time today. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Trudy.